In part 2 of our ongoing saga of games sent to us by our good pal Gunwild from New York, we're taking a look at a game with a title I can't pronounce. So let's bring in Kevin-san for this one. What's up, Kevin?
Hey, not much. What's going on?
Well, Kevin, I got a problem here. What is the correct pronunciation of this title?
I believe it is, GENMA ONIMUSHA.
It sounds so cool when you say it. I sound like an idiot. What is it? GENMA Oni...
It's, well, I'm pretty sure it's GENMA ONIMUSHA.
GENMA ONIMUSHA. What a gaijin I am. So this version of GENMA ONIMUSHA is it's actually a 2002 remake of the PlayStation 2 game ONIMUSHA Warlords, which was the first game in Capcom's popular ONIMUSHA series. The move to Microsoft's more powerful hardware allowed Capcom to make some enhancements, including better graphics and sound, as well as more game content, such as new areas, new enemies, and new costumes. In fact, it's kinda hard to call this game a port. That's become a kind of derogatory term for games that are lazily slapped onto new platforms without any adjustments or effort. Well, this game is anything but. There's more than enough here to warrant a look, even if you're usually scared off by the P word. And the P is for praiseworthy, you pervert, as well as pain-in-the-ass controls. Now, before we talk about why the game's so cool, we have to go over what sucks about GENMA ONIMUSHA. And what sucks about GENMA ONIMUSHA are the controls. This game was done by the same people who thought playing the original Resident Evil should feel like steering a tank. So you have the same awkward controls in GENMA ONIMUSHA. So what that means is pushing up doesn't make your character go up, as logic would dictate. It actually makes him go forward in whatever direction he happens to be facing. Down makes him go backwards. Right makes him turn to his right. You know, I appreciate and I echo how groundbreaking the first Resident Evil was, but those controls were, are, always will be stupid, and they're no better in GENMA ONIMUSHA. In fact, let's just get it out in the open here. It's one of the most counterintuitive and clunky control schemes ever devised, and I'm sure it was devised during some kind of night terror in which rational thought was suspended. Fortunately, like Resident Evil, everything else about the game is good. Not great like Capcom's seminal survival horror game, but very good nonetheless. Basically, GENMA ONIMUSHA is a hack-and-slash action game pasted onto that quintessentially Capcom canvas of static, pre-rendered backgrounds. You move through the screen, slashing up enemies and collecting souls along the way. Of course, what separates GENMA ONIMUSHA from similar games is that this one isn't a mindless button masher. You have to use effective defense and throw in some advanced combat tactics to survive. In fact, playing the button mashing way gets you killed, as you can see from my absolutely horrid gameplay. The gameplay works really well, it's actually a lot of fun, but the problems with GENMA ONIMUSHA are exactly what you'd expect them to be. You sometimes get attacked by enemies you can't see because the screens are static, and your character moves with all the ease and nimbleness of a Panzer battle tank. But there are two sides to this. You either embrace those design elements as vintage Capcom, or you think they're archaic concepts that became modern inconveniences. I fall on the latter side, but I fully understand if you think they're cool. I just vehemently disagree with you. One thing we can agree on is that this game is better than your average port. The swordplay is a lot of fun, the soul collecting is addictive, and the Japanese flavor is just fantastic. It pisses me off in all the areas I expected it to, but GENMA ONIMUSHA also hooked me in areas I didn't.